What's up, everybody? Hey, in today's video, we're going to be installing a rear diffuser on the Passat. I found one really inexpensive. I hate to say cheap because, you know, it is cheap, but I'd like to say inexpensive. It's a little more appropriate, but it's very cheap. I have it. It's in the box. We're going to unbox it real quick. I've already taken a look at it. It is ABS plastic. My Passat is white, so it has white fins on it. It's just like most of the ones you see out there. It's one piece, and you tape it on with double-sided tape. We're going to go through that. If I like it, I'm going to put screws in and keep it permanent. But for now, we're just going to get it installed, get it put on, take a look at it first. I'll put a link for this thing in the description. It was only around 30 bucks. Now, you can get an all-black one. You can get a carbon fiber one, printed carbon fiber. We're going to go through it. I'm going to get it installed. We're going to try to find the center, get it nice and lined up. I'll tell you my opinion about it. A lot of people are getting these. You go out and buy the $300 ones or more or a little less. Those things, for this car, those things are really bulky and they stick way out the back. I'm just not attracted to those. It's not the price, because if I really liked it, I would get it. I think they're obnoxious. It's just not my style. It's not my flavor. Some of the younger guys might like it. I just don't like it. And frankly, I never liked them that much. But I think with the Passats, because the rear end sits up kind of high, I think that it's gonna just even things out really nicely. I kind of put it up against the car earlier and took a look at it, and I think it's gonna look sharp. So let's take a look at this thing. Let's get it installed. We'll decide at the end of the video. So I got it off of Amazon, and it's just in this flimsy box. That's it. Look at that, white fins, black. You can get it in all black, carbon fiber or whatever, but that's it. It's really lightweight, but it's ABS plastic. It's just your straight plastic. They gave me a roll of double-sided tape. We're gonna just line the tape up on the back, find the center point of the bumper, put it underneath the rear valance, and go from there. So that's pretty much it. No tools involved. If I like it, then I'm gonna find some spots to put some self-tapping screws, I guess, throughout and secure it permanently. But I'm gonna drive on it for a little while and see what I think of it before I start putting holes in my car. No tools involved again. First thing you wanna do though is you wanna rub it down with some alcohol. No doubt about that. And also underneath the rear valance. So I just take a microfiber and put some alcohol on it pretty well, and just anywhere that the tape's gonna go, just rub some alcohol. Just cleans off any of the grease or contaminants. It helps the double-sided tape stick better. That's what we want. Now let's go wipe down the rear of the car. Under the car, this is the rear valance here. Now this is like 5.5 inches. I'm talking about the actual diffuser itself. Well, about right here, this is only like 4 inches. So it's gonna hang over this a little bit. Now I could trim it, but I don't think it would look very good. So we're just gonna go with it, and I'm gonna just lap it over here. But if we decide that I'm gonna keep this thing permanently, then I'll actually screw them down. So we need to wipe this down really well so it will stick to that. Then we're gonna find our center point and go from there. So just make sure you put lots of alcohol down. Get it really, really good. Wipe it down as well as you can. Now that it's on the workbench, let's get this tape on. It should be pretty easy to do. And must I remind you again, it's like 7,987 degrees in Houston, Texas. I mean, it just gets hot when you walk outside. It's miserable. So I'm gonna put this tape on here inside just a little bit. Just run it down This is like arts and crafts, man. Stick-on stuff. I'm just gonna run it down, give it a little cut. All right, there's one. And right before we put it on, we're gonna peel that layer off on everything, and then it will stick, hopefully. So let's run this.
Just run it down. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is on the back side.
So this thing's 35 inches long by 5.5 inches wide. It has 7 fins, which I thought was kind of cool. So technically, I think it would stick like that, but I'm gonna run one here, and then one in the middle of each one. I'm not gonna go crazy on it. I wanna be able to pull this thing off. If we decide we like it, put some screws in. I'll probably still use some tape, just so you don't see any waves in it or anything, but yeah. But for now, let's just put some tape. This is basically for, not only for me, but it's for you guys to decide if you want this, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I've seen a lot of videos with people installing this same one. It's not with the white fins, oh, I mean, I have one friend that, there's a reason that I bought this is because it looks really good on his car. He has a Passat and he installed it correctly, but I've seen some people where they leave this part hanging out of the back of the car. No, you want that flush. I mean, it looked like garbage, but I think this thing's gonna look really, really good, and we'll find out. But I already know, because I put it up there with a piece of duct tape just to see for myself, to see if it was worth making a video, and yeah, it looked really good, really good. And when I bought this off Amazon, they do have this on a white Audi, and it looks freaking good. It looks factory. It looks better than those ones that stick out real far. I guess pictures sell things, you know. I bought it. But hey, 30 bucks. I mean, this thing, you can rip it off the car and buy another one. It's not a big deal. So I think that's it. That was real time, man. That's how fast that goes. So I'm gonna peel all the backing off here. I won't video that, and then I'll take the camera over. We're gonna try to put it on the back of the car, line it up, and see what we've got. All right, I'm not gonna go through measurements with you guys. I'm gonna tell you. See, I have a muffler on the left side there, on the driver's side. Well, I'm not gonna center it from the muffler to there. I'm gonna center it directly in the middle. So I started with the middle of the emblem, and I just did like had a piece of string, actually like fishing line, and I had a weight on the other end, and I just let it hang like a plumb bob, if you know what that is. They use it in construction. And I found my center point, and I marked it right here on the bumper. So we're gonna go with that as the center point. And if you look underneath, I'll show you, you don't even have to do that. So I'll save you some time. If you see all this here, that's where your screws go in. There's a bigger place right here. That's your center point. That is the center point here. So just take it out and up, and that'll be it. So you don't even have to measure. I saved you some time. A little value added something there, save you a little time. Oh, and by the way, if you guys would consider subscribing, I'd appreciate it. Just helps the channel out, helps me do more stuff, helps me bring more content like this. Check out the other videos. This is a pretty simple video, but the other ones have some more complex issues regarding the Volkswagen Passat, some modifications, more and more to come this year. We've done quite a bit so far. It is kind of flimsy, but this lip here, you don't want this going out past that, okay? This thing curves just like this, but they curve at a slightly different angle. So we're gonna find our center point here, which I do have. It's right there, and we're gonna make sure that we're just inside of that lip right there. You know, if I'm gonna make this thing permanent, I'm gonna wanna put some screws in it for sure. You know, to bring it up as flush as you can. But yeah, it's holding. It's good enough to drive around on it for a little bit. But like I said, I'm not going to put holes in my bumper until I know. So I'm kind of the lab rat for you guys today. We'll see if we like it. I think it's going to be cool. There it is. Half-ass installed. Well, I mean, it's installed like they tell you to install it, but you know, it's not good enough for me. If I'm going to bring something to you guys, you know, it's going to be good. But yeah, look at that, man. It doesn't stick way out. Look at that. I mean, I think that looks fantastic, actually. It's not like one of the ones that you see that stick way out on the bumper. And I mean, it's a freaking Passat, everybody. Let's get real. You know, it can look cool, but dang, that's actually better than what I initially thought. Yeah, let's get this thing down the driveway and see what it looks like from more of a distance. Yes, I'm sweating. It's like I said, it's freaking hot. Hot in Houston. Real hot. But man, I don't know. I'm very, very pleased. You saw how easy it was to do. I mean, it's super easy, but I'm going to make it permanent if you think that I should go that way. Again, even if you don't, I like it. I really do. I really like it. It looks clean. It looks like it sort of came with the car. It's hidden. You don't see any of the seams or anything like that. Let me show you again. Let's take another look. Quite happy at the moment. Look at that. So far, I'm thinking I'm going to get out the self-tapping screws because I'm liking it. But I'm going to drive it around and I'll get back to you. Let me drive it. I got to go to the store, run a couple errands, and I'll get a good view from it in the parking lot, and then we'll just go from there. I'll put it on this video and then we'll finish things up.
I like that. Oh, that's cool. What is that?
All right, I'm going to take it to this little park over here. Actually, I got kind of busy and forgot to do it, but we're going to get a little distance view. I'm going to walk out a little ways and show you what it looks like from a distance walking up to it. All right, we're at this little park and just walking away from the car. It's a little neighborhood park, so let's turn around and see what it looks like from here. There it is. There it is. I think it looks really good. That damn weed eater sounds exactly like my turbo. Yeah. For cheap plastic. Yep, it changes the car for sure, especially on the back. The back needed something desperately. All right, thanks again for watching, guys. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider doing that. I really appreciate you taking your time to watch this. I'm glad that I did the addition to the car. I think I'm going to make it permanent, but I'll wait to hear some comments from you guys. I'll wait for a few days and then probably end up doing it anyway. But I really want to know what you think. And yes, keep in mind, it's 30 bucks. I'll put a link in the description for you guys. Just click on that. It's through Amazon. If you don't like it, you know, you're only out 30 bucks. I think this looks tasteful. It will be better when I put the screws, but I think overall, I'm pretty happy. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.